everyone, it's Jacqueline. So I was going to make a quick update. This one's more a topic that's slightly motivational. I'm using some examples of some things that came up in the past few days, and I think it's important. I've made videos very similar to this, but I felt like this will be a very short, clear, motivational one. At the end of the video, it's going to be motivational. So in today's society, we everyone wants to be a victim. It's convenient to be a victim, especially if you are, insecure or weak in your own self. And so what happens is the moment someone says something that could offend you or bother you or something like that, it triggers you and you have a meltdown. And either that person has to change their viewpoint and apologize, or you have complete rage meltdown. And then you're emotionally wounded. So, in my opinion, most of the time in situations like this, the person that is being defensive is already emotionally wounded. And so they are looking for the ability to place it somewhere. And the moment someone comes up and insults them or says something that is an open gate for them to defend themselves or defend someone else, they jump on it because it can give them a reason not to work on themselves. And a lot of trans people, I mean, we live in this world where we are constantly judged and we're constantly torn down. And the reaction to me is the opposite of what it should be. So the reaction of a lot of trans people is to get incredibly emotional about it and wounded and so on and so forth. And for me, what I've learned over the years is when someone says something that pisses me off, or they, have misused pronouns, or, whatever it is, something with the intention to hurt me, using me being trans as a weapon to do it, I always kind of laugh now. And the reason why I don't take any of it seriously is because I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. And on top of it, I know exactly who and what I am. I know that I'm a trans woman. I know the things that are different about me and so on, so on and so forth. And so when it comes to that, when someone attacks me, or it says anything like mispronouns or something like that, I find it humorous because it's obvious that they themselves are the one with the issue, not me. And so they're doing it because they're weak. Now, if you react in an emotional response where you lash out and say that this person's wrong and that they need to change their pronouns, or their not their pronouns, their pronoun usage, or so whatever. If you are expecting someone else to change and make you feel better, it's only going to get worse. That's just the honest truth. Things are only going to get worse. So I'm going to use an example. I posted a comedy video on my IG. It was on my story, and it was what if men could get pregnant. And the joke was, basically you would have minimum wage that's like $25 an hour. You would have a year paid leave after maternity leave. You would have basically everything would be different. There'd be a Planned Parenthood on every corner. You would be able to get your day after pill at Starbucks. It's a joke. It is a joke, and it's legit because it's probably all true. And so I posted this, and then I had a trans man write me and tell me that they are shocked and saddened that I had excluded trans men from this because he is a trans man who is actively trying to have a baby. Now, if you want my personal opinion, other than being trans and so on and so forth, no one should be having children in this world because the human race is a failure. However, that's just my bitter view on people having children in this world. But when it comes to this specific situation, and you're having a trans man who's offended because I made a comedy post about people saying if men could get pregnant. So I wrote him back very plain as day, and I was like, this post has absolutely nothing to do with you. I was like, I know you want it to be about you, and I know you want to educate me on changing. And he was like, you need to take that post down, and it's offensive to trans men. And I was like, I just was honest, and I was like, look, it sounds like you're dealing with other issues and you're needing a place to put it, so you're welcome. And he got really upset, and then he just blocked me. And I had to ask all my trans male friends, and I'm talking to a few of them, and there's one that I might even meet up with on the other side of this country, and he was like, Do you want to have my honest opinion?" And I thought he was about to, like read me and be like, "You should take it down," so on and so forth. And he was like, "Trans people have gotten ridiculous," and I was like, I froze and I looked at it and I was like, "Thank you." He was like, "We've gotten ridiculous." He was like, there's a reason I don't have many trans friends is because we've gone overboard on expecting other people to make us happy." And he was like, I can't get involved with it. It's not my thing." And I was like, "Holy shit." Like, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I don't really have any trans friends. I mean, I have acquaintances from the past, but we don't hang out. We're not friends in daily life and hanging out and living our lives as one single unit, and the reason why is because everything's about being trans, and to them. And, well, I will say some of my older friends, they're not so bad. Like the ones I grew up with and I began transitioning with, they weren't so bad. I think they're kind of similar to me, and maybe I should reach out and hang out with them. But the other people, the newer people, they're offended by everything, and everyone wants to be a victim. So they want to be the victim, someone else wants to be a victim. I actually had to block a person that is a non-binary motivational speaker on Instagram, and it's like every video was just like talking about how harmful it is to not have everybody's feelings in your words at all the time. And I was like, and then because I'm trans and there's a lot of people following this person, I'm seeing these videos all the time. I actually just blocked them. It's not like I even watched them, but it was just like, I'm so sick. And this is going to sound very harsh. Weakness. It's weak to sit there and expect that other people are going to make you happy. It's weak. And so I believe that there's only the motivational point of this video, which is, it is a motivational video, is that you have to be secure in yourself. I know I'm a woman. I don't need validation from anyone. I don't need validation from my body. I don't need validation from my family. And to be honest, like, if anybody really says that I'm not a woman, their value has no more value. They lose their credibility the moment they do that. And so, everybody wants to feel like they're a victim. I mean, even on here, there was this trans girl who's obviously conservative in some ways and does agree with certain things that I agree with. But she said, it was something about Brie Larson and how, I made the quote by Brie Larson that got everyone upset. And in the movie A Wrinkle in Time, which is primarily a black cast, and it's young black girls, and so, the critics panned it, and Brie Larson made a comment, because most conservatives don't know why they've canceled Brie Larson. They've forgotten already because it doesn't matter. But now they still dislike her because they feel like they should, because their people have told them to dislike her. But so I got the quote, and it was simply saying that I don't care what a middle-aged white critic has to say about this movie. I care about young black girls and black critics, what they have to say about it, which is a valid thing. It's primarily a black cast and young children, and you want to get their view because that's the target audience. Middle-aged white men aren't the target audience. And so I posted that quote, and the trans girl wrote back and was like, "Yeah, it just sounded racist." And I was like, well, white racism isn't a thing. Even if racist white people want it to be a thing, it's because everyone wants to be a victim. Everyone wants to blame someone for their own personal weakness. And for me, I think being trans is empowering. It is amazing. I love being trans. I'm so grateful for being trans. But the one thing I don't like about being trans? The trans community. And it's because it's always expecting someone to change to make you happy. And that is an impossible happiness. That happiness does not exist. It's an illusion. And I believe in authenticity and intention. And when it comes to the intention behind someone attacking you, if someone comes into my comment section on my videos and says, you will never be a woman, you look like a man, you'll always be a man, the same bullshit, and any man that's with you is gay, whenever they say stuff like that, I know it's because of their own personal weakness. Not mine. I'm doing fine. It's them, and they want me to feel their weakness. They want me to be as pathetic as they are. So then you can pull yourself down to their ground and then they can battle you. And so it's comical at best. And so for me, I never get there. And I always out them for having, for people that insult in my comment section, I always out them for actually liking trans women because it's so obvious that they do like them. And so, yeah, anyone that invests enough time to come onto a trans person's YouTube page and then insult them, it means they're into it one way or another. So, uh, yeah, that's my motivational thing is suck it up, be who you are, love who you are, and don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about you. Even me. Don't give a shit what I think about you. Like, if you believe in what you believe, then you stand your ground on it. And even the people that, like, non binary people where I have disagreements and stuff like that, like, perfect example. Someone was asking me, how did you get rid of your facial hair? And I was like, well, I had laser therapy. And they were like, well, I've had like 8 or 9 treatments and it keeps coming back. Do I need to be on HRT to stop it from coming back? And I was like, well, yeah, because testosterone is man, estrogen is woman, and when you have testosterone, like in your system and it's peaking and you're getting laser hair removal, that hair's just gonna grow right back because you are on testosterone. We can pretend that you don't need hormones to validate these things, but in my opinion, the only thing that validates transition is testosterone and estrogen. That's, yeah. So, but granted, you have to put those things inside you, so. Anyway, so my thing is that you've got to stand your ground, and if you authentically believe what you believe, you're actually going to be fine with people. No one's going to bother you because it's impossible for them to be able to bother you, even if they're your family members. So yeah, I was going to make this a short video. I guess I'll end it now because I went on my tangent. But I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you'll have a great day.